Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And we are at the second Friday of March. And we are going to make this 4-leaf clover diamond. So we're doing the calendar blanket. And we're going to start out with light green. Just to tell you what I've got here, I've got a mid green from the I Love This yarn, and it's a 4-weight yarn, and a dark olive we're going to use, and then our dark blue that we have been using all this time. That's that darker blue that. So we're going to start out with the olive, or with the light green, and we're going to start with a slip knot. We're going to chain 2. I'm making sure that green shows up okay. I think it will. Alright, I almost forgot that I have a green blanket. So in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet and 2 doubles in that chain. And if you've been following me, you know this is 1 block, and this is the first row. Alright, row 2, chain 2, and turn your work. In the second chain from the hook, we are going to make our falling leaf stitch in there, and that is the first block of the row. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches and go into the last stitch of this row and make another falling leaf stitch in that last stitch. And that, so we have 1 block and 2 blocks. So this is 1, 2, this is row 1, this is row 2. Alright, now row 3, we are going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to do our falling leaf stitch in the second chain from the hook, like we always do. But we're not going to finish that last double crochet. We're going to bring in our blue. And we're going to carry our green with us. And then we're going to go into the next, you're going to skip the next 2 stitches and go into that single crochet after those 2 stitches, and we're going to make our block. You're always going to skip 2 stitches before you make your next falling leaf stitch, and your falling leaf stitch will always be in the single crochets. Alright, so we're going to bring back the green, and in the last stitch we're going to put the green square in. So this row will have green, blue, and green. And there will be 3 blocks, and it looks like this. And this is row 3. Alright, we need to start. So I don't get lost, I gotta mark these 3 rows off. Okay, so row 4. Alright. Row 4, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to, in the second chain from the hook, put the falling leaf stitch in. So this is going to be border, so you know that the next one is going to be blue. Actually, the next two squares will be blue. Or whatever color you're using. Alright, so there's one. And I'm carrying this green with me because the last block is green. So we're going to bring the green in and make our green. And then there's 4 blocks. This is row 4. So row 4 is complete. Where is my... So let's mark it off. And row 5 is next. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn. And in the second chain from the hook, we're going to put our falling leaf stitch in there. Alright, and now we need to go to blue. And now we're going to put a blue one in next. So this is the... we need to go back to the green. So it's blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. And that's how it's going to go. So we're just alternating the blue and the green right now. In this diamond we've added another color and a little bit more going on in the pattern, I think. Alright, so there we go. So that's what it looks like. That's row 5. And row 6 is next. We're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're in the second chain from the hook, we start our square. And we need to go to the blue. So we need a blue. And then we're going to switch back over to green. And we need 2 green. So there's 1. to switch back over to blue and make sure we carry this green with us. We're going to need that. And then we'll end up with the green then. Alright, there you go. So that is row 6. So it's green, blue, 2 green, blue, green. Row 6 is done. Row 7, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we start our square with, we'll start our row with a falling leaf stitch in the second chain from the hook. And now we're going to need 2 blue. So there's 1. And 2. Now let's go back to the, oh no, we need a dark green. This is where the dark green comes in. So we're going to bring that in. And we still have to carry everything with us. So we need the darker green right here. Alright, and then we're going to blue. Yes, we need 2 blue again. And I'm actually going to leave that, well, yeah, I'm going to leave that dark green. Are we going to need that dark green? Nope, we're not. We better take it with us. Alright, we're just going to carry it. Because we're not going to need it in the next row, so we better carry it with us. So we've got 2 blue. And then we need to go to the light green next. And that will end up with the light green there. And there we have it. So this is where the darker green is coming in to play. So we need row 7 is complete then. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn here for row 8. And we're going to start out in the second chain from the hook, our first light green square. And then we're going to need to go to blue But we're bringing the blue in, but I'm bringing these greens with me, both of them. So I'm going to bring this up. We are needing 2 blue, and then we're bringing in the light green. And we need 2 of those. Alright, and then we're going to go back to the blue again. There it is, I need this. And we need 2 blue again. And then 1 light green. 2 blue and a light green will finish off this row. And then we're going to switch over to the light green. And I'm leaving them 2 behind. And that is row 8. Complete. Row 9 is next. Let me get some yarn pulled out. These are brand new skeins, and so it's hard to pull through. It might be easier. Alright, so now we're going to chain 2 and turn and start our light green in the second chain from the hook. And then we need to go to blue. And we're also bringing up this dark green here too into this, because that is the next color we're going to be using it. Alright, so we're going to switch off to the dark green, and let's see, blue, green, blue. Alright, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counting this stitch right here, or this one here, we're just going blue, green, blue, green, blue in the next 7 stitches and ending up with a light green at the end. So we're just alternating the blue and the dark green. Uh-oh. And now we're going to switch over to the light green. And we're going to put the light green in the last one. And there's what it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it's blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. And then light greens on each end. So that was row 9. Row 10. Alright, let's chain 2 and turn. And in the second chain from the hook, we are starting our first square, and it's light green. And now we need to switch over to blue. And we are going to need 3 blues. As soon as I find the stitch, there it is. So, but I also have to carry this dark green too, so let's pull that up out of there so we can carry it as well. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Alright, we're going to light green. And we need 2 light greens. There's 1. 2. Now we're going to switch back over to the blue. And now we need 3 blue and then light green. 3 blue, 1 light green will finish off this row. And then we're going to switch over to the light green here. And there we have it. So that was row 10. We now have 10 rows. So row 11. Alright, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And start our square in a second chain from the hook like we always do in this pattern. And now we need to go to blue. All right. I thought I had that green under there because we need to take this dark green with us. There we go. All right. And what did I say? We need 4 blue now. So we are still carrying the dark and the light green with us. So this is 4. I don't want to finish that. We need to bring the dark green up. Alright, so the dark green comes up. And we need a dark green in here. And then back to the blue. So let's throw them back there. And now we need 4 blue and a light green at the end. At the end of this row. So there's 1, 2. 3, and 4. And then we're going to bring in the light green. And then put that light green at the end here. And then this row 11 will be done, row 11. And this is what row 11 looks like. Looking cool. All right. Now let's mark off row 11. Go on to row 12. So we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And in the second chain from the hook, we're going to start our square. And then we need to switch over to blue. So let's bring this blue up. And then also we're going to bring up this green too. Uh-oh. I missed the... Bring up that green, I missed the light green, and I need it too. So wait a minute. Let's bring this green in and the light green. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Alright, so... we need 4 blue, so there's 1. While we're carrying our greens with us. 2. 3. And this is 4. And now I need 2 light greens in here. And now I need 4 blue. And a light green at the end of this row. And here's our light green. Need some more yarn. right, so this then is row 12. So there's 12 rows there now. And work that row off. And now we've got row 13, chain 2 and turn, and in the second chain from the hook we start our first square. Alright, now we need our blue. Bring our blue up. And we need 5 of these blues. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And now we're going to go to the light green. And put 1 light green in here. Drop the light green and go to the blue. And now we need 5 blue and a light green to finish off this row. So there's 2. 3. 4. 5. And then we have the light green at the end. And there we have it. That is row 13. We have 13 rows now. Alright, so now we got to chain 2 and turn. And in the second chain from the hook, we start our first square with a light green. And then we need to go to the blue. We're going to bring up the blue. And also the green. We need that dark green. this time. So we're doing one blue, and then we're switching over to the dark green. And we need 2 of those. So there's 1. 2. And now let's switch back over to the blue. And I didn't do that right. Hang on. I put that in the wrong stitch. Goodness gracious. Here we go. Now we are going to switch back over to the blue. And we need another blue here. And then go to the light green. And we're going to put a light green in the next one. Back to the blue. And now we need 7 blue and a light green. We'll finish off this row. So we need 7 blue. There's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. We're going to switch over to the light green. Wait a minute. There we go. And we're going to put the light green in here, in this last one. And there, that's what row 14 looks like. Row 15. Chain 2 and turn. And then we're going to put the first square in the second chain from the hook. Switch over to blue. need to go around both of these somehow. Alright, come on. There we go. Trying to make it harder than what it is, evidently. We are going to need 8 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And then we're going to switch over to the light green. And put a light green in. And then we need a blue. And now we're going to switch over to the dark green. And we're going to put a dark green in. Just 1. And now we're going to go back to the blue. And we need 2 blue and a light green to finish off this row. Switch over to the light green and put that in the last one. Make that tighter. Alright, there is row 15. So, there we go. Row 15. Mark it off. Alright, so chain 2 and turn. In the second chain from the hook, we are starting our first square in the light green. Now we need to switch over to the blue. do I keep missing that? All right. And we are needing 2 blue next. And then we're going to switch over to the green, the dark green, and we need 2 of them. So there's 1. Come on. 2. And now we'll switch back over to blue. Make sure we don't mess these up. Alright. And we need 1 blue. And then we're going to switch over to the light green. And we need 1 light green. And then switch back over to the blue. We need 5 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And let's switch back over to the dark green. And we need 2 dark green, 1 blue, and a light green to finish off this row. Where'd that go? There it is. All right. And now let's switch back over to our blue. And put a blue in here. And then we're going to switch over to our light green. And then we're going to finish off with that. And the last one. And there you have it. So we have row 16 done. Row 17, we're going to chain 2 and turn, but we need to pull out some more yarn. There. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn. And then start our first square with that light green. Alright, and we're going to go to blue. Bring the blue up. I don't want to forget our green. We need that dark green too. Alright. So we need 2 blue. So there's 1. And 2. Now we got to go to the dark green. And we need 1 dark green here. Wait a minute, but I am leaving the light green behind. Alright, so 1 dark green, and then we need to go back to the blue, and we need 2 blue again. So there's 1. Two, and then back to the green, dark green again. And we need 1 dark green. So the next 4, we're going to do the dark green. We're going to alternate the dark green and the blue. So it's going to be dark green, blue, dark green, blue in the next 4 stitches, or the next 4 squares. So we'll go back to the blue. Back to the dark green. And then back to the blue. Oh, we are going back though. Nope, we're going to light green. No, that's right. It's green, green, blue, green. Yeah. Yeah, back to the blue. And then they're going to light green. So now we need a light green here. And then 5 blue and a light green will finish this off. So there's 2. 3. 4. 5. And then bring our light green up and finish it off with that. There's row 17. All right. Let's mark that off. All right. Row 18. We're going to chain 2 and turn. All right. So we've got the light green, and now we need to switch over to blue. Let's make sure. All right, so here's blue. Oh, goodness. So there's 1, and we need 6 blue while we're carrying these greens with us. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Now we're going to switch over to the light green. And we need a light green. And then we need to switch over to the dark green from there. And now we need 4 dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so we need a blue. So let's switch over to the blue. And here's a blue. And then go back to the dark green again. And we need 2 of them. One. And 2. And then back to the blue. And it'll be 2 blue and a light green to finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, and here we go. Light green. And there is row 18. Row 18 finished, 19 on the way. Chain 2 and turn. And in the second chain from the hook, we're going to start our first square and switch over to blue. Alright. We need 6 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to bring up the dark green. And we need 3 dark greens. There's 1. 2. And 3. Uh-oh. How do I got a knot? There it is. Goodness. Alright, so we have 3 dark green. We have to go back to the blue. Let's bring that over there. Back to the blue. And we're needing 1 blue. And then now we need to go to a light green. And we need 1 light green. Yeah. 1 light green. And then we need to go back to the blue. And then we have 6 blue and a light green. We'll finish off this row. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 'and this is 6. So let's head over to the light green and finish off this row with that. And row 19 is complete. Looking good so far. Alright. We're done with row 19. Going over to row 20. Chain 2 and turn. And in the second chain from the hook, we are starting our first square in the light green. And then we need to switch over to blue. And we need 7 blue. So there's one. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. And seven. All right. So we're going to go over to the light green next. And we need one light green. Okay. And we're going to switch over to the dark green. And we need one dark green. Okay, switch back to the light green. And we need one light green. And then back over to the dark green. And now we need two dark green. And then we're going to hit the blue. And we are going to do 6 blue. So there's one. So 6 blue and a light green should finish off this row. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. All right. Now we go back to the light green, and we're going to finish off with the light green. And there is row 20. And as you can see the stem coming up for our 4-leaf clover, and some of the 4-leaf clover right there. The one leaf anyway is right there. So we just finished 20. Five more rows to go. And 21. Oh, what did I do? All right. Alright, so chain 2 and turn, and then in the second chain from the hook we're going to start our first square in the light green, as we've been doing here so far. Alright, now we need to go to the blue. And we're starting our blue. Alright, why? We are needing one blue. And then we're going to switch over to dark green. So we need a dark green here. Oh, done with that. And now we're going to switch back over to blue. And we are going to need 5 blue next. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. I finished that up. And 5. Alright, so we're going to go back to the dark green, and we need a dark green next. So there's 1. Just 1 dark green, right? Yes, and then we need a light green. So go to the light green, and we need 1 light green. And then we're going back to the dark green again. One dark green. And then back to the light green again. So you should have dark, light, dark, and then light. And back to blue then. And we need 6 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we need another green. We need a dark green, a blue, and a light green. We'll finish this up. So, bring in the dark green. And then the blue. And then the light green. And that will finish this up. And that will be row 21. Alright, row 22 is we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start our first square in the second chain from the hook, as we usually do. Alright, then we need to go to blue. And we are needing 7 blue now. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. So we need to bring in the green, the dark green. And we need 2 of them. So 1, 2. Now we need a light green. And we need 1 light green. And then go back to the dark green again. And we need 2 of them again. 2 dark green. And then switch back over to, we're going to switch over to the blue then, because we need 1 blue. And then now let's switch back over to the dark green. And we need two dark green again. Alright, back to the blue. We need 5 blue and a light green to finish up this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 'Oh, wait a minute. I did not do that right. I was supposed to put 2 dark green in there first. I'm getting it too far ahead of myself. Alright. Hang on, we needed 2 dark green. Now let's switch back over to the blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we switch off to the light green. And that'll end this row. And there's row 22 finished. Alright. Oh, I forgot to... Alright, row 22 is finished. We need to go on to 23. Chain 2 and turn. Oh, I'll say, don't tell me we got a knot here. Let's pull that out of there. That might come out a little bit better now. Alright, so in the second chain from the hook, we're going to start our light green square. And bring up our blue. We are needing 5 blue in row 23. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going over to the dark green. And I need 3 dark greens. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then let's switch over to the blue, back to blue. And we only need 1 blue here. And then we're back to the, oh, we're doing a light green now. So we're going to switch to light green, and we need 2 of them. So there's 1, and 2. So we're going to go to dark green now. One. We need 3 of these. There's 2. And 3. And then we're going to switch off to blue. And we're going to have 7 blue and 1 light green should finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to switch back over to the light green and finish this row off. And there is row 23. All right. All right, row 24. We're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and then start our first square in the second chain from the hook. All right, and then we're going to switch over to our blue. Come on. Get that blue up there. All right. We are just going to need one blue. And bring in the light green. And we need 4 light green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we're going to go back to the blue. And we need 3 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to the dark green, and we need 6 of the dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to go to, is it the blue? Nope, it's the light green. And we go back to the light green. And then we need one light green here. Okay, and then back to the green, the dark green. And we need a dark green. And then a blue. Make sure this stays in line. Now we need a blue. And then we need to go back to the light green again. And we need 4 light greens. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're going back to the blue, and we need 1 blue and 1 light green. We'll finish this off. Back to the light green. And there is row 24. All right. "24" is done. 25. And so we are going to chain 2 and turn, and then in the second chain from the hook, we're going to start our first square, which is light green. And now we need to bring up the blue. And we are going to need 1 blue. And then we need a light green. One light green here. And then 3 dark greens. Now that's all I need to switch things around. Alright, so there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we're back to the light green. And we need a light green here. And now we need to go to blue. And we need a blue. And a dark green. And then we need to go back to the light green. And we need a 5 light green. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Now we need a dark green. Next. Alright. And now we're going to blue. And we need 3 blues. So 1. 2. And 3. And then we're going to the light green. Hang on. Don't get mixed up yet. and 2, we need 3 dark green. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then, hang on. Now we need to go to the light green and put a light green in. And we got a light green, blue, and light green. That will finish this off. And then back to the light green. Alright. Now we have half our diamond done. So you can see that this is coming out pretty neat. The stem, and then we got one leaf done, and we're working on a couple more over here. So anyway, that is the first half of our 4-leaf diamond, 4-leaf clover diamond. And that's the wrong color. Alright, so we will be back tomorrow, which will be Saturday, to finish up this diamond. So right now we're going to be, when we come back, we're going to start decreasing on both ends. And we'll be finishing up the diamond then. I hope you guys are having a lot of fun with these diamonds. And I just love putting something together, and it just looks like it's going together like a puzzle. And I just love it. So I hope you guys are having just as much fun with these as I am. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.